Today on the bench, a piece that came from a viewer and that I couldn't find any documentation on, from Control Data Canada, CDC, owned by Computing Devices Company, CDC, so CDC subsidiary of CDC, a test message generator TMG-303 for teletype testing. Actually, it has a sticker on top of it that says for service teletype, so it was owned by teletype people. And from what I understand, I think this sends the quick brown fox message. See here it says fox. Hello and welcome back. Today we have a beautiful and mysterious device which was sent to me by a viewer. It looks like it's for testing teletypes, and if you follow the channel you know that we love teletypes. In previous episodes we restored early Bodo Model 15 and Model 19 teletypes, which were loved by the military. In ASR 33 teletype, the go-to console from the early days of computing. And more recently, a Might military tactical teletype, a luggable device weighing in at a scant 41 pounds, which would be 18.6 kilograms for the rest of the world. But what to do when you have repaired them? You need to test them, of course. And apparently this is what this complicated gizmo does. There are just two problems. A, it does not work, and B, I found zero documentation on it. But who needs documentation when it's full of switches with beautiful markings on each of them? We should be able to figure this out. And I think that's the test message for a teletype, so you can do that, or you can define two different characters over here, bot select, so it tells you from 45.5 to the incredible speed at 9600, and it has Bodo, BCD or extended BCD, and then EPSIDEC, the IBM thing, and then regular ASCII. BCD, eBCD and EPSIDEC are early IBM encodings. They are historically tied to IBM punch card machines. BCD is the early IBM encoding for the cards and character set generated by the IBM 026 key punch, while eBCD is the extended BCD for the cards generated by the IBM 029 key punch, the successor to the 026. EPSIDEC is the extended character set encoding for the IBM 360 computer. All these predate ASCII encoding standardization. And then you can add distortion. You can simulate a transmission line. Two outputs of 347, 310, those are two different plugs. The 347 is the plug that has sleeve and tip, and this one has sleeve, ring and tip. It has more segments to it. And here RTS, that has to be ring, tip and sleeve also. Interesting, and of course zero documentation. By the way, I tried it, it doesn't work. If you try to turn it on, it will spring back. The breaker will trip, so this thing is protected by a breaker, good thing. So power supply problem at least. But let's look what's inside. So this box is as this is how all boxes should be designed. One screw, and then that's all there is. Woohoo! And here is our circuit breaker that traps. And inside you have beautiful cards, card cage, mostly TTL. Superb wiring at the back, just high quality stuff. And then you can pry the cards out, which I need to do anyhow because I have to check the power supply. It's not accessible without doing that. So I suspect that's the interface card because I see a lot of TTL, But here's a 75150, which is line driver for RS-232. Here I saw a bridge rectifier and a 6-pin chip. This is for the 60 or 20 milliamp current loop for the TTY. And then you have a bunch of diodes here. So a few words of ROM. Come on, baby. Here you go. And more diode ROM. And the quartz, so that must be the timing board. And then finally, this card. This one has an early ROM or PROM from Intel. That's an Intel 1302. Those are very rare for chip collectors because, of course, a mask ROM or a PROM, there's nothing you can do with it, so usually they're not saved, they're not reprogrammable. And I bet you that's where our Fox message is, and then there's more of that ROM over here. Weird. So the date on the chips is 75 something, so this was made in 1975. Inside you have the beautiful electromechanics, the backplane connectors, and here's my power supply with the transformer. They ain't much on the power supply. And okay, I have to find how I can get access to this and check the caps. Oh, that's not it. That's okay. I think we have our first suspect here. If you look at the capacitor, the back one, like something exploded and came out of it. I like how the capacitors are tied down. This is like avionics construction. Nice lacing. Look at this here. So lace and tie down. This is going to be high quality stuff. I bet you once we repair the power supply, this is going to work just fine. Oops. Oh, there's more hidden there. Okay. Okay, here's our bad looking capacitors. 4700 microfarads. And guess what? That's what it is. ESR 103 milliohms. Now, could it be still shorted? That's possible. Here's the second one that looks better, but tests a little worse, but not that bad. 3.9 instead of 4.7, and ESR in the milliohms again. Huh. So let's retry it without the cap, see if it still trips. My guess is that it still will, or I don't have the cards to it. Could be the card that we're tripping it. Okay, it doesn't trip anymore. So it could be either the caps or that's one of the boards that I removed. Let's put the boards back in one at a time. First board. It's fine. Second board. It's fine. Last board. It's fine. So it was the caps. Also they tested pretty decent on the capacitor tester. What does our Heathkit cap tester think about it? And it thinks it's a good cap. No, it's over 1000 microfarads. But if we put it on leakage test, it thinks it's a leaky cap. So that's the better one of the two. And that's testing at 25 volts. And here's another one. Leaky as hell. And then, but as far as cap's concerned, it's still a good cap. Alright, so this is a case where the Heath kit gives us a little bit more information.
Moments later.
Okay, new old caps in there. Actually, they test exactly the same, so let's see if they do better in reality. Yes, they do. Oh! I have some output bits coming out. Alright, we might be in business.
The following day.
So here I have as witnesses, we have two people, time, and Usagi Electric.
One of us is wearing a vacuum tube t-shirt though.
Hey. That's, there you go. Alright. Well, this has no tubes, I'm sorry, but I think now it works. I just got the hang of it. So if you look at here, this is my data bits and this is my start bit. And I'm on Bodo and I can do 1 stop bit, 1.5 stop bit, 2 stop bits. So that lengthens that part here, but I have no bits in there yet because they're all here. So if I put my first bit on the first bit, this will be the second bit. Oh. Give me a break.
A little bit unstable.
Shouldn't do that. Why is it doing that? Oh, because sometimes it catches on it syncs on the other one. Okay. Third bit, fourth bit, and fifth bit. All my bit works. So I can do this.
More ones.
And then you can really see the effect of the stop bit. So this seems to work. And if I do the distortion is actually a time distortion. It distorts the amount here.
So that adds variation in between each of
Yeah, so there's some that are slower and bigger and it's a bit of random. And then all SW, oh, you get everything. Look at that. Ah, it's so smart. It'll do varying transitions.
You can see the jitter there, yeah.
Such a smart machine. Then I can do Fox on 72 columns for a teletype, 80 columns for a glass terminal, 118 for a printer, and 132 for an IBM printer.
Big boy printers.
Yeah.
How do we know, or how did they program in that pattern?
It's an Intel, one of the very, very early Intel ROMs.
Oh, is it 1702? Or is it pre-1702?
Oh, it's a 1302.
So that would be the mask ROM version of the 1702.
Yes.
Alright.
It's a very early mask ROM.
Let's plug it into a real teletype, man.
Let's do it.
Usagi Electric is chomping at the bit for the teletype test, but let's first check it with my HP 4957, which we brought back from the dead in a previous episode, so we can test the test box with a tester. So after having spent half an hour trying to set up that thing, so look at that. So I'm on Bodo 50 bars. So setup Bodo 50 bars. Everybody agrees with that one?
Yes.
Agree. And I have to do what? I have to do monitor. No, that's not it. This is run. This is the complicated machine. Run the line. And here we go. It's doing something. The quick brown fox. It's working. Jumps over the lazy dog. Then it does a few characters. And then the RY is what we've programmed right here. It took us a while to figure out why it does that. And then after 72 lines, it'll just do the return line feed and the three return line feed and the three robots or delete. That's another teletype specific feature we got here. Mechanical teletypes need some time to perform a carriage return, so the TMG box allows to add a selectable number of non-printable characters. That's the knob called rubout length. It sends non-printable rubouts, the all ones character, also known as delete in ASCII or letters in Bodo. That gives time for the teletype carriage to catch up. You can choose how many of these to add to match the carriage return speed of your teletype. Awesome. Okay, so it works in Bodo. Question, does it work in EBCDIC?
Or you can do 9600 but
Just fly right by your eye. But we could do a little bit faster than this in EBCDIC. So let's change EBCDIC 1.5 bit. Let's like 300 balls or 110 balls. What is that?
5.
5? Okay. Exit. Set up. And now we want to be EBCDIC. It's that key here. EBCDIC. And we say 110.
110.
It can do 110. Oh, and they are the weird IBM EBCDIC rate 134.5, 150. That's on the IBM. That should be good. Exit. Run 9. Woohoo!
There's your P.
Oh, there it goes.
The quick brown
There
fox
it is.
jumps over the lazy dog. We are doing.
And then your
My
buffer characters are still set
buffer
to
are
go.
weird, so I have to do something different. Yes, I have the Bodo characters in there, so we have to do space in EBCDIC. So it works in EBCDIC and it works in Bodo. Therefore, it works in all situations. Let's do a teletype.
Yeah, plug it into something, man. That was a nice sound.
What do you mean it's too big? It's very poor.
So the bass is kind of a weird signal. Well,
Right.
if I look at the input signal here,
Usagi.
Laying away? Alright. I'm gonna put this on a piece of priceless.
Yes, so there are 2 pieces of priceless stuff stuck on each other. Right, there you go. And then you have to watch how it's done here. Note, offline local mode same as mode 1, but remove signals. Okay, I have to decode what it means. And then we need to do that. Either the 3, I think both will work. And somebody sets that machine to Bodo 1. Not happy.
Not quiet.
Not happy. That means it doesn't have loop current when it does that.
Do we have this trying to supply current loop and that trying to supply current loop at the same time?
No. Upon further review, the automatic keyboard bypass switch does not appear to work, so it will only receive with the keyboard extended. Something to fix later, along with our motor stop feature that does not work properly either. Aha! Now that works. Okay.
There you go.
What did I do? I don't even know.
Oh, that is awesome. Look at that.
That is so cool.
Alright.
Yeah, and it did 72 colors of it out.
Very lazy dog indeed. That is awesome. That is way cool.
Oh, you know what? That is my the stop motor feature that's not working correctly on that machine. Disable. And then you can put a little light. Woohoo!
Wait, how did it get? Oh, we missed like a full-on word or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It decided to turn off because the motor stop is not working correctly. Can you do one stop bit? Hey, it goes faster. It can do one stop bit. You see how much faster that is?
Yeah.
And I can do two stop bits. And that is slower. This is funny, the bits are so slow that it makes a visible difference if we use one stop bit or two stop bits. The 1.5 or 2 stop bits feature, you guessed it, is to accommodate slower teletypes so they have time to print the character. This one is very fast though, so it just works with one stop bit. And then can I do, if I do just one robot, if I do 0 robots. It did! Wow, fast enough. Man, this mite is a speed demon. It does not even need an extra robot for the carriage return. Thank you viewers for sending us the incredible stuff you have in your drawers, and see you in the next episode.